Brock Lesnar, I know a little bit of sign language, so here's to you. There you go. Worst Austin impression ever. I sounded more like John Laurinaitis than Austin, but what can you do? Welcome everyone to No DQ&A video. I am the owner of No DQ, Aaron Bryan, here to answer some questions and talk about wrestling. So let's get right down to it. What do you think about Brock Lesnar being in the WWE 12 game, and does this mean he will appear in WWE soon? My thoughts are, first of all, I'd like to congratulate THQ for pulling this off, having Brock Lesnar in the new WWE 12 game. It's going to make them a lot of money and get a lot of publicity for the game. So, yeah, great stuff right there. WWE worked out a deal with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman several months ago for merchandising, and this is probably just going to be the first project of several with WWE and Brock Lesnar. Lesnar said in an interview recently that he's not ruling out a return to WWE. If the circumstances are right, he would consider something when his fighting career is over with UFC. And he took a little pot shot at Steve Austin, mentioning the time way back in 2002 when Austin was supposed to lose to Lesnar on Raw, but instead walked out on WWE and left the company for several months. And Austin responded, saying that he had a tough night sleeping just thinking about Lesnar's comments. So for people asking about is there real beef between the two of them, I don't think so. It's just the two of them just working the audience and getting people talking. Old school professional wrestling hype right there. And that's just all there is to it. Now, will Lesnar appear in WWE again? If I had to bet, I would say yes. I think it's not going to happen anytime soon, but I think if the circumstances are right, Lesnar will at least make like one appearance in a match. If WWE offers him a light schedule and a lot of money, Brock Lesnar at the end of the day, he's a businessman, and I think he would take the offer if WWE made a good one for him and all the stars aligned and all the pieces fitted together and everything fell into place, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, I definitely see Brock Lesnar making some kind of appearance with WWE down the line. What do you think about Brock's comments about Undertaker? I think this is what Lesnar said. I think there was one guy that I had a problem with, and that was Undertaker. If I would have gone in the ring with him, I would have ripped his arm off and effing beat him with it. Like I said with Austin, it's just Lesnar, working the fans and just, trying to get people interested. And it's just old school pro wrestling. I don't think there's any real beef between those two. And, that whole confrontation with them was, Vince McMahon and WWE trying to work out something with Brock Lesnar to have a match at WrestleMania with Undertaker. And WWE wants to work with Brock Lesnar. They want Lesnar back and in some kind of capacity. And, they're getting it for now with the video game and the other things. And maybe someday once Lesnar's no longer competing in UFC, then, things can get more serious in terms of Lesnar getting back in the ring. Hey, Aaron, other than Cena and Cody Rhodes, who would you say is in dire need of a gimmick revamp? I would have to say Ted DiBiase. He was, back in 2009, I saw him in the ring live, and I was really impressed with him, and I commented that at the time that I thought that this guy was going to be the future of the company, and I have no idea what happened. It's just, first of all, they made a huge mistake giving him that whole $1 Million Man gimmick. Having him trying to live up to his father's gimmick and try to recreate that was just a bad idea, because there's no way that DiBiase Jr. was going to be able to recreate the magic that his father had with that gimmick. So that was the first bad idea, and teaming him with Maurice wasn't a very good idea. They just didn't have any chemistry together. And now he's just kind of just a guy on the Smackdown roster. So yeah, they definitely need to repackage him and do something with him, because a few years ago he was looking to be like he was the next big thing, and just it didn't work out. So they need to just keep trying different things with him. Would you agree Shawn Michaels' WWF in 1996 is wrongly overlooked and underrated? When you look back at those main event matches against Mankind, Bulldog, Austin, Sid, Diesel, Vader, blah, 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 not one bad match, in my opinion, and with his influence on the Attitude Era. Well, who's saying that he's overrated during that period? I'm kind of curious about that. I think Shawn Michaels' entire career was, the man. And, I think if if he had to choose between the first part of his career and the second part of his career after he came back from the injury, I think most people would say his second half was better. But, they were both great. There's it's like saying one is 5 stars and the other's 4.5 stars. It's just, Shawn Michaels was always one of the best performers in WWE and always highly regarded. It was just during his first run, he kind of had the backstage attitude and all that. But definitely in the ring, he was always a top guy. No doubt about it. What do you think about celebrities being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame? Is there anyone actually deserving of the induction, unlike Drew Carey, who only made one appearance? Well, I can understand why WWE does the whole celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame, to get some extra publicity or whatever. But it's kind of stupid when you have guys like Drew Carey going in there. If anybody was going to go in that I feel deserves it, it's Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson in 1998 made a huge difference for WWE business. I mean, Steve Austin was on his way to being a major superstar, but Mike Tyson brought in all the new eyeballs. So all these new people were being exposed to the Steve Austin character for the first time. And that's what helped WWE really gain a ton of momentum in early 1998 and helped allow them to get back into the game against WCW. So if there's anybody that deserves it, in my opinion, it's Mike Tyson, for sure. How is it that Smackdown is a safer working environment than Raw when all the same people are involved? And is there still chaos? And there's still chaos. Dolphin Swagger attacking Airboom before the match, for example. Yeah, I mean, that was the whole logic problem with this storyline, is that they're trying to claim that it's an unsafe working environment. And why, it's one thing for the heels to say that because they're heels and, they're cowards and whatnot, and they're going to make excuses. But when all the baby faces start complaining about an unsafe working environment, it makes no sense, especially when you go back through all the years, all the crazy things that have happened in WWE, and nobody ever complained about it. So, yeah, that was just, you asked too many questions. On behalf of WWE, I'm telling you that you're asking too many questions, whoever sent in that question. Stop asking questions. Check your brain at the door. Where is Skip Sheffield? Well, last I heard, he was just having complications from his ankle surgery. He really messed it up in 2010, right after SummerSlam, and I guess just he hasn't fully recovered from it, unfortunately. And it's weird because he was one of those guys that was really highly regarded by WWE, and he was one of the, along with Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater, he was one of the guys that they were going to push the hardest of the Nexus group. So just a really unfortunate circumstance for Skip Sheffield, and maybe someday he'll get back in action and be healthy again. We'll just have to wait and see. Why did Test not get over? I think his run in ECW in 2006 was good. He had the look of a good bad guy, and I thought he had a good heat from the crowd. He could have made a good ECW champion if given the chance. Well, the closest Test ever came to being like a main event type guy was in 1999 when he had that storyline with Stephanie McMahon and that awesome match with Shane McMahon at SummerSlam 1999. Really great match right there. And it's just WWE gave up on him. He actually got over, and then WWE, did the thing with Triple H and Stephanie, and Test just faded into the background. And he never really recovered after that. It's maybe partly Test's fault. I mean, he was never the best on the mic. He was just okay. And in the ring, he was good, but not great. And it's just that the fans, after a while, just saw him as a mid-card guy and never saw him as anything more than that after his first main event run kind of fizzled out, 1999. All right, that about does it for NoDQ&A video. You can leave a comment, youtube.com/NoDQCAW. Let me know what you think about the show. What do you think is going to happen with Brock Lesnar? What would you like to see? If you could have a dream match with Brock Lesnar back in WWE, who would it be against? Would it be John Cena? Would it be Steve Austin? Would it be Undertaker? Would it be somebody else? Let me know what you think. Leave a comment on the YouTube page. And please subscribe and spread the word. I really appreciate it. And on that note, we'll see you next time.